Hi guys, Tracy here with another layout using the Scraptastic Kit Club. This one is using the Counting Stars kit and add-on, and that is the February kit from Scraptastic. And I'm just using this 3x3 photo of my sister-in-law with my two kids and one of our cats. They're all kind of snuggled up on the couch. And I just took this picture 2 days ago, and I really wanted to get it scrapped. So I have the kit here, and I haven't put the kit in my boxes like I usually do because I'm a little bit messy in my scrap room right now and nothing is picked up, so I haven't dekitted my the January kit. So I'm just working with all of the supplies just kind of randomly here on my desk, and it's working for me, but I'm gonna have to go and clean up my room fairly soon. So I started by deciding that I definitely wanted to use this piece of paper here. I really like how it has the wide stripes on one side and the narrow stripes on the other side, and I wanted to use it in a way that you could see both sides of it. So I'm going to use it as my main mat for holding my photo and whatever other elements I want, but I want to mat the photo with just a plain simple dark pattern paper as well. So this piece of Amy Tangerine paper from the Stitched collection will do that trick for me. And then I love this Tectorec paper, Studio Tectorec, and I'm just going to cut a little triangle to add just another little layer there. And just adds a little bit of interest. And the striped paper that I like so much with the two different kinds of stripes is from Scraptastic. It's a Scraptastic exclusive paper. And I'm just trying to decide between using that text paper, like the handwriting paper, as my main background, or using this gray Amy Tangerine paper. So I'm going to go with the gray Amy Tangerine paper, and I'm just going to cut a piece of this other paper with the handwritten words, and that's also from Scraptastic. And I'm just going to cut a small piece to use as one of my layers. Not really a small piece, I guess a medium-sized piece. And it's going to be my vertical element. So I have my main kind of pattern paper there with the stripes is a horizontal element. And then I just like to layer a vertical element in behind it just to give it some balance. I don't always do that, but I'm looking for more of a balanced look with this one. Sometimes I want something to look very horizontal and then I won't put any vertical elements in it at all. But in this case, I wanted something to balance it out. So I also have the little word strip, that green word strip at the bottom is the manufacturer's strip from the Amy Tangerine paper. That's the gray background paper. And now this chevron paper, this yellow tone-on-tone chevron, is my very favorite paper in the whole kit. It is from Scraptastic. It's an exclusive paper, and I'm just going to cut it very, very slightly bigger than the word paper, that green paper with the words all over it. And I'm going to make it so that it kind of comes out underneath. It shows underneath the layers on one side, but it doesn't show on the other side. And I haven't quite decided exactly how I'm going to line up all these elements quite yet, but I know the main shapes of them and the general design. So here are the embellishments that come with the kit. I'm just going to take them out and have a look. I really want to use this transparent piece. It is an overlay, but I'll almost always will use these overlays as underlays. I use them as a layer, and I really like that, but I would rather see the stripes on each side. So I'm just kind of playing around with, am I going to put those photo strip stripes at the top and bottom or on the left and right? And I decided to put them on the sides like this. So I'm just going to use my ATG to do that. I just had to kind of figure out how they were going to sit there. And I put a little strip of adhesive on either side of my photo, and then I'm sticking the strips to it, and then I'll just trim them off. And the patterns don't extend so that they cover the whole photo, but I kind of like that look. And now my gray mat is actually now cut a little bit too small, but I'm going to leave it because I actually kind of like the way that you can barely see it now. So I'm putting a couple of pop dots. These are Stampin' Up! Dimensional adhesive in between the triangle piece and the square gray piece, just for a little bit of visual interest, and it casts a little bit of a shadow. I'm going to use this Interlocking Hearts flare badge from Caitlin Schaefer, and I'm also going to use this Freckled Fawn Love little paper clip, and I just bent it a little bit. You'll have to be careful if you bend it that you don't snap it or anything, but it was just, it was making a little dip in my photo, so I just bent it in two places so it didn't do that. Now I'm just using a journaling pen to outline. These are Micron pens, and I think I'm using the 0.05 tip for this. And I'm just doing a double outline. It gives a casual finished look around my papers and brings them together, makes them look coordinated. And in this case, I'm not really using it for emphasizing the edges of my layers because all of these papers are different enough from one another, but I'm more just using it for style in this case. So there we go. See how I have that awkward little spot where the text paper shows at the bottom? There's like a little strip of that green text paper, and I'm thinking, am I going to be able to use these? So no, I'm not. They're too bold and dark and big for this, for the look I'm going for. Then I thought about maybe piecing these together, and I'm missing one of them. There is another one of these. I'll see it later on, but I knew that there was another one. I just was kind of missing it. So I don't want to use the green and the yellow, or sorry, the orange. I really just want to use the black one. So I'm thinking about using it as sort of like a little design element, but that's going to take up some space where I want the title to go. So I'm going to move them over there for now, just so I don't forget about them, but I'm probably not going to use them. Or I know at this point that I'm probably not going to use them. So I'm just cutting out the word love, and I'm keeping the hashtag and the little heart and the little kind of blobby pieces with it. And I'm going to, as I use the rub-on, so it comes with a little popsicle stick. And I'm going to leave the heart in place, but I'm actually going to move where I put the hashtag. And so the title of this one is going to be Jenny Love, and I'm spelling out Jenny in these thickers. They're thickers that came with a kit. They're called Hardcover, is the title of the font, and they are a chipboard, a black chipboard shiny letter sticker. And I really like the contrast between the skinny letters in the word Jenny and then the thick, bold letters in the word love. So I'm liking how that's looking. I'm going to put my layers together here. And I'm just using one piece of ATG because one strip on each one, because I really want to be able to have the flexibility to move the pieces like this, because yeah. So here I am trying to work with that awkward strip there. It just doesn't look right to me. So I'm going to, where I'm at right now is I'm overlooking through my papers, and I'm looking for a paper that has a nice decorative strip that I can add to the strip that's already there. So this is the Pebbles paper, that houndstooth coral colored paper. And I just took the gray decorator strip off of it, or I guess it's the manufacturer's strip. And I'm shifting the paper down just a little tiny bit so that I can layer a little bit better. Just gives me a little bit more wiggle room so that the pieces overlap nicely instead of butting up against one another. And I layered it so that the top strip is wider than the bottom strip. And I'll do that on the other side too, but I'm going to wait until the very, very end. So now I'm just removing the backing from that rub-on, and I'm just going to, oops, I lost the little tip of that L, and I tried to put it back on, and then I just decided not to, because this is a fairly, I guess, a casual look to the font, and so it doesn't matter if there's a little bit missing. You can't really tell. So, and I'm just being very, very careful and rubbing very slowly and pulling up a little tiny bit as I go. What I do is I rub the whole thing first, and then I go back, and that just kind of gets it gripped onto the paper. And then I go back and I rub it really, really good so that it sticks. And then I gradually peel back the paper. So there's my word Jenny. And see how I saved that hashtag? I'm just putting it up there. And I'm going to take random little bits of these little rub-ons, and I'm going to just put them every here and there. And it just kind of adds to the little bits that are already there. So I'm just cutting that strip of hearts, and I just cut it so that it ends nicely. And I'm just going to put those 3 right there. Another little splat, and then I had a little stray piece there that I'm just trying to take off with my fingernail, and it came off fine. So I'm done with the rub-ons, so I'm just going to put those up there, and that's my title, Jenny Love, with some little splatters and doodles and stuff all around it. So the photo is, and all of its layers are right here, and I'm just going to apply that with pop dots, and I'm just balancing it with the title. And that love, love, love isn't going to work anymore because it's too different from everything else on the layout. And I'm kind of toying with the idea of using these here, and maybe using one as a pointer to show where my title starts, and then I thought maybe, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Yeah, so I took out those gray enamel dots because I'm going to put one on the flare badge, and then I noticed these stickers, which I absolutely love, and so I decided I'm going to put a little banner that runs right along the bottom edge of the photo. And I'm going to end up shifting these around quite a bit before I decide where I want them. It's not going to make that big of a difference, but here I am moving them so that they make more, so they're hanging down a little bit further. But what I don't like about this is that they're running just straight along the edge of that strip, and it's too lined up for me. So I'm going to shift them all up a little bit, so it doesn't look quite so contrived, and it looks more like it just hung where it hung instead of having it line up perfectly with that strip of dots. And I like that placement quite a bit better, and I also like how it allows the 2 ends to layer behind the layers of the photo. Then I put that Beautiful sticker there, and I'm just going to layer these little gold chevrons. And these stickers are awesome. They are glittered gold stickers, and I love them. They're by Pebbles, the stickers, and they have these accents. So here I'm just cutting that side of those 2 strips in the same pattern that I did on the other, with the gray one being longer than the blue one. And I'm just playing around here. Sorry, I forgot to zoom out, but I will in a second. There we go. Playing around here with placement of any other things I might want to use from this kit on this. And yeah, there, I found the extra piece there. And I kind of wanted to make it look like a little bit of a starburst or something, kind of like, I like that look, but it's not working for this photo. It's making it too lopsided, and I really want the title to be the thing that stands out. So I just took this kind of big chunk of layers and brought it over to my sewing machine, and I put stitches on it in those 3 places. And now I'm just going to glue this down to my background paper. And so nothing is running off the page. I often will run things off the page on my layouts, but for this one, it's all kind of contained within the 12 by 12 background paper. And I just put that flare badge down with a little piece of dimensional adhesive from Stampin' Up. And I'm just going to add a couple more dimensional adhesive dots every here and there for a little bit of lift, especially at the ends of those strips of paper. And I like how those strips just give a little ledge for this layout to live on. It just kind of makes it look like it all belongs there. I have very little journaling about this. It just says, let me see here, it says, Aunt Jen came to babysit on Valentine's Day. So one of the things that I wanted to do with the design of this one is I wanted the title to be kind of off to the left side, and then I wanted most of the other items of interest to be all over to the right, over by the photo. So in there I just put a roller date stamp. I used my Dear Lizzie roller date stamp for that, and I used basic gray Stampin' Up ink. And I'm just going to take some of these stickers. These are also from the Pebbles sticker set. And I'm just going to layer these 2 tag stickers Just took the hole out of one of them there, stuck them together, and now I'm just going to cut off the bottom part just so that they tuck a little bit better. It's always easier to tuck a short item than it is to tuck a large item. And that just adds a little bit more interest over on that right-hand side. So I'm concentrating all of my layers and pieces of visual interest, I guess, all over to the right, all around the photo. And then the title is not as decorated. It's only just, the only decorations are the doodly rub-ons that are all around it and the roller date stamp. So I just kind of wanted to do that as for something a little bit different. I'm going to put some enamel dots over here again, all over to the right hand side of this layout, and I'm using just the gray ones. This set of enamel dots from Freckled Fawn, it comes with black and white and gray, but I decided to just use the gray ones. There's lots of gray already in this layout, and I love gray and yellow as a color scheme, and those are sort of the two most dominant colors here, so I wanted to play that up as sort of like the main color scheme is gray and yellow, but then there's lots of the green and the pink, which are also in the photo, so that's where the green and pink sort of come into, and they bring out those colors in the photo. So here you'll get to see this layout up close. The enamel dots just kind of add a little bit of interest. I didn't want to do any splattering on this one. I liked the clean look of it, and I'm really noticing that I'm gravitating towards more simple layouts these days. And I don't know, I go through phases, and I'm sure I'll go back to the super layered, embellished layouts again at some point, but for now I'm just really liking this crisp, clean look. So you will see some photos next. Make sure that you check out my Flickr stream if you're interested in seeing these layouts up close and personal. And this one took about an hour to complete and used a 3x3 photo along with the Counting Stars kit and add-on from Scraptastic. So thanks so much for watching, everybody, and have a really great scrappy week.